Hi, welcome to the USD 428 Maintenance, Grounds, and Transportation Building. I'm Cody Schmidt, Director of Grounds and Transportation.
And I'm Dirk Davis, Director of Maintenance and Custodial Staff. So come on with us and we'll show you around.
All right.
This part of the building is kind of direct towards the maintenance staff. We got 4 full-time maintenance guys on staff. We park our vehicles in here during evenings when we're done. We service all the facilities out of this building, so all the supplies, maintenance and custodial supplies come to this building. We take care of all the HVAC equipment, plumbing needs, electrical, security with cameras, and kind of where we do all our stuff out of this room. It's also a storage room, as you can see.
As we work our way farther to the back of the building, here you see a laundry facility area, storage area. This starts to fall into the ground side and transportation side of how the daily operation works on our department. We house 2 buses, 4 pickups, 2 tractors, 5 mowers. I can't even tell you how many snow blowers, which you'll see in a little bit. But it's quite the ordeal to take care of as many acres that we serve for this district, from 5 elementaries, a high school, middle school, soccer complex, cross-country course, to our district office. So it's quite the operation. It takes a lot of manpower and a lot of equipment. And in this room, as you can tell, is the snowblower area. As you see some bare floor, every night when this mowing season, we house 5 Hustler mowers inside of here, and we also lock each side of this building just to keep everything secure for our safety and everyone that works here. So we know where our equipment is at all times. So it gets to be pretty full in here, on top of fertilizer and grass seed, which we have done our job by putting that down this year. But at times we can have as much as 2 or 3 pallets of that piled up in this little area at one time.
And if you kind of notice the brick exterior wall there, you can see holes in the brick and windows that don't seal, and we've just been covering up with plexiglass when they get broken.
As we step farther back in the building, this is our area as far as servicing mowers, just part of the other daily operation. Evening time we service everything, and right here is where that all happens. So as we continue to work our way back, you'll see that here's the complete transportation side of our warehouse. On this side, as you see, the new Black Panther bus, we store this bus and also another bus every night inside here. And the black one has to come all the way to the south wall in order to fit to, so it is completely full. And then on the open side is where we house 4 grounds trucks, and sometimes with the trailer. And as you can see, we have the things in here at times we don't expect when it breaks down. As you can see over here to your left, we have some vehicles in here. This is just 2 of roughly 25 district vehicles we own, whether it be over-the-road vehicles for activities and meetings that we have to attend, special service vehicles that we operate out of, maintenance vehicles, tech vehicles. My staff does a wonderful job taking care of these vehicles every summer. We hand wash and wax and do a complete full detail on these vehicles, and that also happens in this building. So you're constantly moving equipment in and out, wasting a lot of time in a day to make that stuff happen. So there's that problem that we face every day in here. And another big thing that we'd like to hit on is exactly how many kids we serve for this community and this district. On average, anytime we hit the road going somewhere via bus, via vehicle, we're looking anywhere from 2 to 3 hours in a vehicle. So I do take a lot of pride in making sure our kids are comfortable, safe, and with our new purchase of our 2 new activity buses, that's been one big thing that I pushed for was student safety. Them for the first time is what we've offered. Every 50 seats on that bus has a seat belt, and student safety is very important to me, and the safety of our buildings, safety of our buses, safety of our whole facility, to make sure the children of this community are safe. We just take a lot of pride in that, and I really, really deeply have 2 kids of my own, and that is #1 concern to me.
So as we enter this part of the building, this is going to be the wood shop, and we've been constructing some cabinets here for storage rooms. We've got limited space, as you can see, to actually do our projects. We do have the equipment inside here that takes care of the exhaust and that for the wood shop. Right now it's open, but during the winter too, we have to use some storage area for ice melt, which takes up a lot of room on that. This is for custodial supplies. Right now it's kind of limited number of supplies because during the summer, but as soon as school starts back up, I would do all the ordering for paper towels, toilet paper, wax, chemicals. Everything comes to here, and it goes out once a week to all the buildings when custodians send me supply requests. We are also storing our extra carpet squares that we've been putting in the buildings, which is taking up more room than I had before. And like I say, we have ice melt and storage in here too. So and we also, on the other side of this wall, we have kind of our paint room with all our paint storage and supplies for painting during summer and that. Clean, as you can tell, our roll-up doors and that facing the north. We got a lot of dirt that comes in here, and it just doesn't seal up. And trying to keep things clean and secure has been kind of an issue down here too.
As we step farther into here, this is still Dirk's area as far as custodial supplies. Is this little room. We built shelving years ago just to help organize a little bit better. But this all flows together with all of his supplies that he orders on a weekly basis to keep all the schools functioning, safe, clean, for all the kids that we deal with on a daily basis. So here we have just a little bit of storage room of my own, just some activity field paint as we take care of all the athletic fields, for all the foul lines and everything. People wonder how they get there. That's all done by my crew. So this is one area I still a little corner from Dirk to make work for what I have. So it gets really tight in here, as you can tell. We've done a lot of things to clean up and try to make things better, but space is really limited. So that's what we face daily around here. So here you will step into what we call our locker room. This just gives our team members a right to be able to use a locker, lock it up at their convenience with anything they may have, personal belongings, purses, wallets. We store a lot of bibs and boots and things like that for the winter time. Up top is storage. We just house some of our documents that we have to keep. As you can tell, at any time the ceiling starts leaking, we have things that probably shouldn't get wet that are going to get wet. So we fight a leaky roof on a spring-like day. As you know here lately, the way the water's been around here, we fought that this year more than anything. So if you look over here in this area, this is kind of where maintenance gathers during break and in the morning to plan out the strategies of the day and go over work orders that need to be completed. And like I say, during the summer we have about 4 or 5 extra people down here, so it gets crowded. It also serves as part of our kitchenette area. Got the sink and microwave and cabinet over there. And then over here on the other side too, we've got the rest of our refrigerator, oven, and a small countertop there. Here we make our way to the transportation grounds break room. I have 10 people full-time that's always in here. with a couple part-time people that come and go when needed for transportation. And just like Dirk mentioned, that I have 5 summertime seasonal help in here. So it gets really, really crowded. Everything we operate with out of here is done on an AC unit. So it can get pretty hot as I try to get my people out of the heat for, a break or lunch, just to keep everybody safe. And we come into this thing, and sometimes it's not much cooler in here than it is outside. Here's my office. As you can see, not the most prettiest thing you've ever seen. We deal with a lot of people that come through as far as salesmen, sales reps, on a daily basis, trying to help us make our job easier. We shop around with a lot of different vendors and companies, trying to do what we can to save taxpayers money. And sometimes you get in here and they have these 2 wooden chairs to sit on and hold their books and everything else, and try to communicate and have a conversation. It gets to be a tough task in here. This room alone has absolutely no air. I have a little fan there behind us that I use.
Here we store our blueprints and building binders that have all the information to all the equipment that's been installed through the years, so we can go back and order parts and look up where different sewer lines run or water lines run. Here's our lovely ladies' bathroom next.
And as you take a look at that bathroom, you can only imagine what it's like to house from 5 to 8 women in here on a daily basis and try to share a 1-stall, 1-room bathroom. So that is a big problem we face. And we have a men's restroom just directly on the other side of the wall, but it's the exact same thing, where there's close to 20 guys down here, and we're constantly fighting over a 1-room bathroom.
And this room is just kind of a continuation of the blueprint drawings room, and we have our Ethernet phone systems come into this room now, and file cabinets, storage for building information, safety sheets, check sheets. My office. I'm Cody's senior, so I have a little bigger office. So I have to rub that into him. I have a window unit that takes care of my office, which also dumps hot air into the wood shop, so it makes it twice as hot back there when they're working in the wood shop.
See the makeshift windows and stuff that we put in. At one time, this used to be a car dealership, so them were all showroom windows. So we went in and reboarded everything up and insulated the best we can. But those are almost just cost efficiently from heating this place in the wintertime. It's just off the charts of what we let go, just because this building's in such a bad shape. And the location of this building makes it really hard to do much out of. As you can tell, we sit right across from the chain. You can see now that we're under construction for the road, which is a good thing for everybody. We'll never complain about that. But when Dirk's guys pull up here on their side, we park up here on this sidewalk, and it becomes a concern to citizens that use the sidewalk daily to commute, to or from work or whatever, whether they're just out enjoying the weather. So we'll work our way down to the corner of this building and take a look at what is owned by the city. Most people don't understand that this is a city lot. It's not owned by the school district of any means. We store all of our buses out here at night, so that's a risk we take of vandalize, and so that's one big concern I have with this area. Is all these, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of school buses sitting here for anybody to continue to do whatever they want to do. Knock on wood, and we've been pretty fortunate that we haven't had too many bad episodes. But the one big thing I'll hit on while we're back here on the backside of these buses is we share a parking lot with a night entertainment, and so this lot will fill up completely full with vehicles and we roll in at midnight, 1 o'clock on a Friday, Saturday night, and this parking lot's just jam-packed with cars. And they park in the way of our buses, or if we beat them in, and then they park behind us. And then come Saturday morning activity trips, we're leaving at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You have a car directly behind your bus, you can't get out. We've called, local PD and asked for help, and their hands are tied because this is a public lot. By law, they cannot force somebody not to park in here or park behind us. So it gets to be a challenge, and that's a challenge we face every Friday, Saturday night of the school year. So that's one big complaint. We look back over here to our right, with it being a city lot, like I hit on. The city come in when they started this renovation with this street, and we use a lot for all of our staff here every day, and they come in and say, hey, you need to scoot over because we're housing our equipment and our supplies here to finish this road. So as you can tell, looking there, they can come tell you to do whatever they need you to do, and we just have to do as they say. So as we work our way to the back of this building, you will see implements via grounds that we use in this area, from extra buckets to forks for the tractors to aerators. But that area alone does not belong to us. We kind of took that over, built a makeshift little fence around it, and just use that. Everybody around here gets along really well, thankfully. That works excellent together. But at any time, the individuals that own some of these buildings can ask us to move that equipment, and we have nowhere for that equipment to go. In an alley, next to a nightclub, sometimes people get a little crazy, and a fine example of rocks coming through our window. Well, these windows are so old and outdated, you'd have to replace the whole shebang to make anything work. So what we do is get a piece of plexiglass, put some adhesive on the inside, outside, and seal it up the best we can, and that's what we consider a window.
Another issue along this side of the building is it's a public sidewalk through here, and with our vehicles trying to park and keep them out of the street, we impede on the sidewalk, and